to label a political opponent as a threat to democracy and all the other terms that they use. That is not something that serves that well. We are the United States of America. We do not settle our differences with violence.
And joining us now, one of those speaking at that news conference who you just saw, the senator from Tennessee and member of the State Judiciary Committee, Marsha Blackburn. Senator, thank you for joining us. We heard your remarks right there. It sounds very much as if you are saying, repeating what President Biden did say, there's no place for political violence in this country. But once again, we see that they continue the very venomous rhetoric, even down to the White House press secretary just yesterday. How can this be stopped, and will it be?
I think that there are a couple of things that need to happen in fast order. And yesterday or Monday, I sent a letter over to the FBI. It is to the Secret Service. It is time for them to provide President Trump everything that he needs. And as we heard from the sheriff in the press conference there in Florida, there is a big difference in the security that the president was provided as president and what he is being allowed now. So first of all, let's make certain that President Trump, Vice President Harris, President Biden are going to be safe. That is important. And then let's make certain that we stop this rhetoric where you demonize your political opponent. We should have campaigns of ideas. We should not have this rhetoric of he's a threat to democracy. He's going to be a dictator. He's going to end this world as we know it. That is something that is absurd and ridiculous. I think the left knows that, but it's easy to say. So they continue to push this kind of rhetoric forward. And I thought it was completely inexcusable for the White House press secretary to stand behind that podium yesterday and double down on the threat to democracy comments.
Well, I think, Senator, it's going to be tough for them to bring that back. That's basically the whole campaign. That's what it's built around, and that kind of rhetoric. And they didn't stop it after the first assassination attempt. I think it's wrong. Is this a money thing, though, protecting the former president, or is it an execution thing, a structuring thing, internal issues with the Secret Service? What do you think?
I think it is a priority thing. That is first and foremost. The Secret Service has gotten plus-ups in their budget. They have the responsibility of doing two things. One is dealing with counterfeit money. The other is protecting individuals with that are high value targets, if you will. Now, there are 33 individuals that they are responsible for protecting. That's your president, your vice president, former presidents, and then some individuals that have faced death threats from other countries. So this is what they're charged with doing. They have a cannot fail mission. They have to protect these individuals. What we have seen is the Secret Service seems to have an issue with their pre-planning, with their execution, and I would say also with their training model. We have heard the stories about Butler, Pennsylvania, and how they were pulling people from DHS and putting them through a Zoom class and to teach them how to do personal protection. So the Secret Service leadership needs to get their act together. And as with many of these government agencies, that the taxpayer is paying for, by the way, what you have is they have lost sight of their mission because they've gotten over into DEI. They've gotten over into ESG. And those are becoming priorities for them, not meeting their mission, which is protecting the individuals who are there, protecting